Alright, everybody. We are back with another episode of Divorce Theory. It's gonna be an angry one, guys. It's gonna be a really angry one. Because someone did something and really pissed me off. And we're gonna talk about the pros of anger. In our society, we are really down on anger. But anger is so important. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna dive really deep, okay? Because I'm annoyed. I'll tell you what. Alright, so... it's gonna be good. So, we're using the Art of Terror. These guys, it's cute. That's the last card we had. This is gonna be an angry life improvement video. Alright, let's start shuffling. Let's get the anger deep into the cards, okay? And I'll tell you what we're all about here. Yeah, let's talk about the theme for today. Why anger? And why getting angry is so important in life. And why people are so hesitant to get angry. And why not getting angry enough, not sitting with your anger, not being aware of your anger, repressing your anger, all these things are really lowering the quality of your life. Alright? I know this might seem kind of not intuitively logical, but we'll get there. That's why we're talking about it, because there's a myth around anger being bad. All right, anger is so important. Feeling that you're angry, it gives you an indication something is wrong, and it's so important to know when something's wrong in your life, in your work, in your relationships, especially romantic relationships. If you're in a manipulative place, people are messing with you, people, covert abusers, controlling covert abusers so easily fly under the radar, and we're just like, oh well, they're being rational and they're being polite. No, they're abusing you. They're abusing you, and they're hiding it behind things that we usually associate as being polite. All right, don't let that happen to you. Well, I have a card coming up. All right, I'll just take it. I wasn't. Okay, the cards want to come out. I wasn't even planning. Okay, this is our bottom of the deck card. I'm getting intuitively. Healing, yes. All right. Deception. Perfection. That's exactly what we're talking about. Seven of Swords is deception and lies. All right? So our bottom of the deck is healing from deception. Healing from deception. Got it. I mean, that's so on point. We're going to open these in a second. I'm just going to rant at you. Rant and rage and rave. And we're going to feel empowered, okay? Now, we're going to talk about why anger is so important. So, anger. So, Abraham Hicks discusses the emotional vibrational scale, okay? So, at the top of the scale are the lightest energies, the higher frequencies. They literally are higher frequencies. They're lighter. Whoop, they're light. At the bottom of the scale are the denser frequencies, the ones that are heavier and weightier. Like the bottom of the scale is like depression. Where you feel powerless in your life. There's no doorways to get out of things. Okay, these cards are gorgeous. Now, at the top of the scale, we have things like peace and flowers and baby unicorns and serenity and all of these, like joy, freedom, all of these, well, actually I like freedom, but all of these things that we as a society treat as superior to other emotions. All right, we have this huge superiority complex surrounding these emotions, and we talk like they're the best thing in the world and they're the only thing that should be felt, and everything else should be, hidden and, spoken into your pillow, or even better yet, completely repressed, where you can't even feel it or know what's happened, right? And then as we go down into the denser levels, so we have baby unicorns, and then we've got some minor disgruntlement, and then we have anger, we have fire, righteous rage, okay? And that's your last level of empowerment. Your last level where you still feel power in your life. And as you go down into denser energies, then you get into like melancholy, anxiety, and then you go deeper into depression. Okay, depression is a room with no windows and doors, guys, and it's dark, and you're in bed, and there's no way to get out, and it's just this feeling of there's no point, because I crawled around the room, I touched whatever I could touch in the dark, I found no exit, and there's no point, and there's no point, and there's no point, and I'm in bed. Okay, that's depression. There was a point in my life where I would just, like, back when I could use phones, this was in university before I left college, I would spend my entire day, I'd be in bed, and then I'd get out of bed, I'd plug my phone into the wall to charge it, okay, and that would be my task for the day, and I'd be exhausted, and I'd just get back in bed. And at the time, I just called it being tired. Looking back, I think I might have been depressed, right? Like, that was the only task I could do in a day, right? Okay, now, going back to anger. Anger is your last point at which you're still feeling power over your life, okay? And anger could save you, like, years of, like, anxiety, right? Because if you're anxious, you want to get angry. You want to get angry if you want to get into a lighter vibration. Anger is a lighter vibration than anxiety. Abraham Hicks discusses this as well. They're like, you know, we as a society don't enjoy anger because we don't know how to handle it, and we don't want to be around depressed people, around angry people. Like, if you walk into a room and you have an angry person versus a depressed person, right? Most people, if they had that weird choice, like, if you had to walk into a room and be with an angry or a depressed person, who would you choose? Most people would be like, let's go with the depressed person, because they probably won't talk to me, and I can just, like, shoop, shoop, shoop. I can walk around them, right? If you walk into a room with an angry person, you don't know if they're going to talk to you or be in your face or whatever. And a lot of people, they don't like confrontation. So we as a society discourage anger simply because we don't know how to deal with it, or we just feel disgruntled with its jaggedy edges. It has a certain energy to it, right? And so we discourage it. But actually, getting angry will get you out of anxiety. It will get you out of depression. Depression, anxiety, we got anger up here, all right? Because it's the first point on the emotional vibrational scale as you go up where you start to feel power. And it's great. Anger is a great springboard forward. I'm getting intuitively to open the first card here. Got hair everywhere. Hang on. I have long hair. You ready? We're going to open the first card and we're just going to keep on ranting. Boom! 5 of Pentacles. Perfection. Can you say perfection? Now, the 5 of Pentacles, what is that about? The 5 of Pentacles is all about being out in the cold, being lonely, feeling like the loneliest number. In the original deck, there's 2 people, and they're like right outside of like a church or institution building. They're out in the cold, they're alone, they feel isolated from society. So literally, this card is the card of loneliness and depression. Okay? Just you're out in the cold, you're misunderstood, you're the loneliest number. Now, in this one, this card is really positive for me, specifically in this deck, because it's just like, I don't know, it's very neutral, right? It doesn't have that original picture, and it's got the 5 Pentacles. Now, I love stars, I love the color gold, I love the way this deck is made, and also, it's simply like, it just gives me this feeling like 5-star review, right? 1, 2, how many stars did you rate it? 5. It always gives me this feeling of, this is your moment to turn things around, right? This is your moment to turn things around. So yes, you might have felt lonely, but you can flip that narrative and make things better for yourself. And that's exactly what we're discussing right now, right? You can get out of loneliness. You can get out of depression. You can go into higher levels. So we're going to talk about how. So let's say you are feeling lonely, isolated, misunderstood on the outsides of things. How do you get out of that? With anger. With anger. Anger can save you like 5 years of anxiety. Let's say you're getting screwed over at work. Something is major problem. Your boss is a covert abuser, super controlling, never happy with you, making you feel miserable. You're slowly internalizing the narrative that you have no self-worth, that you can do no right. There's a lot of people in power positions that abuse them. They are covert abusers, okay? And so they use things like intellectualism and rationalism and all these things to make themselves sound good, right? They speak this language that we usually associate with politeness or courtesy or being thoughtful. But really, at the heart of what they do, they're being abusive because there's no way to please them. They're always, every time they're upset, they'll find an issue with you. They'll blame it on you. You start to feel this feeling where you always have to be apologizing. You're not enough. Basically, this is the general rule of thumb. I need to open this. Six of Swords. Perfect! Leaving a painful past behind. In the original deck, this is a person in a boat, and they're rowing away from a painful past. 11-11 on the camera. These cards are really matching what I'm saying. The general rule of thumb is this, guys. If you're around somebody, okay, and then stuff is happening, as soon as you walk away, check your feelings. Check your feelings as soon as you walk away after you've been around someone, okay? If you feel broken, if you feel torn down, if you feel like not enough and less of yourself, then whatever happened in that interaction, that was abusive, period, dot. Period, dot. And it's not your fault. People are responsible for how they act. And the opposite is also true. If you walk away from a situation feeling built up and good and stable and more like yourself, okay, then that's a good, healthy relationship. And there's also abusers who will compliment you, and then later they will like go back on that and then use that compliment to put you down. Like they'll be putting you up, 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 then down, 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 up, 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 and down, down, down. And it's this constant, it's abusive. It creates the slot machine effect, okay? The addictive slot machine effect. It messes up your brain chemistry. It makes you addicted to their abuse. It causes a trauma bond. Okay? And so, for example, I was saying that, for example, like 10 minutes of being really, really angry could save you 5 years of anxiety. 5 of Swords. Yeah. Anxiety. That's what this is the anxiety card, okay? There's another deck where, these cards are perfect. Like I just said anxiety, I flipped it over as the anxiety card. There's another deck where, there's a skull, and then this is on the Labyrinthos website. It's this, one of their decks. The way they should depict it is there's a skull, and there's like whoosh, 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 5 swords right in the brain. This is the anxiety card, okay? So, 10 minutes. I saw 13:33 on the clock. 10 minutes of being righteously angry and feeling what you're about and feeling that there's a problem in your life could save you like 5 years of anxiety. For example, something happens at your work and you finally allow yourself to stop suppressing and repressing your emotions of being like trodden over for many years, and you just sit in your office or you sit in your house for 10 minutes. You just sit there and you're just like super angry and you're just super angry and you're just super angry, right? And then you realize this job really sucks and I really need to get myself out of here, right? And then you go and you start on the process of finding another job, right? And there you go. You save yourself 5 years of staying in that job, feeling abused, feeling anxious, feeling low self-worth because you're being mistreated. And that's how anger works, and that's the power of anger. A little goes a long way. It's like a spice, you know, you're not gonna pour it over your whole meal. A little goes a long way, but it's so helpful to know what you're about, to feel your emotions, to allow yourself to feel emotions, to really embrace them. Like, don't judge your anger. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to be a bad angry person. I'm just going to be polite. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Your body's talking to you. You gotta listen to it. There's a reason for it, right? There's a reason that your solar plexus exists. There's a reason that when people mess with you, it feels like they punched you in the stomach. Okay? That's the seat of anger. That's the seat of emotion. That's also the seat of fire and confidence and strength and moving forward in your life. It's all the same, guys. If you're suppressing or repressing anger, you're also suppressing or repressing your confidence. It's all the same area. You can't do the one without doing the other. All right. So yeah, someone pissed me off today. Someone cropped up in a sort of authority position in my life and triggered all my triggers. It's good though, because it like triggered it in a way that I'm like, wow, all those years of BS, I never have to deal with them again. And all those things I'm afraid of out in the world. Like for example, I'm afraid of like not for this video, not for this tarot channel, because I love the tarot community. It's so sweet and the tarot community is so chill, honestly, and supportive. But I want to do like highly satirical videos about life. I'm a satirist at heart, okay? And I feel like guilty about it. I feel bad because I feel like I'm gonna be misunderstood, or I'm worried about hurting people's feelings. But there's people out there who are gonna be complaining and trolling, and they're just naturally abusive. Honestly, there's people in the world that are naturally abusive. And there's people who are naturally gonna try to go after me. Especially if you get kind of popular. The more popular you get, the more people are like, oh, let me like rip you apart. Or, oh, I'm jealous of you, so I'm gonna tell you that you're doing things wrong and you're being bad in the world just because you're more popular than me. But I gotta stop caring about that. And I've really reached that point today where I realized that abusive people are gonna be abusive, and it's not my fault. And I don't have to be sitting around paying for it. I don't have to be limiting my life and what I want to do with my life. Period. I feel free and I feel good. That's another thing. Anger can be very like freeing. It can just, it's like the springboard to go into something new. It's fire. It burns the shrubbery to the ground. It lets you regrow things. It's 17:17 on the clock. It is so helpful in so many ways. All right. This was a good reading, guys. I feel really great about it. I often feel the need to dispel this myth around anger. Okay? Just dispel this myth. Anger also makes you feel really renewed. Just spend 10 minutes being super angry. Sit around, be super angry. And there's just so much issues around anger because people are like, oh, anger bad because one super angry person acted super angry in a grocery store and got arrested. But that's like saying, oh, sex is bad because somebody got raped, so sex is totally bad, right? You can't just take one little thing that happened, right? One extreme thing that happened, and then campaign smear the whole concept of something like power or sex or anger, right? Like power is another thing, and money is another thing. There's just, it has been just slaughtered and character assassinated in so many ways. Like, can you have money if you're a good person? Blah, 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 abuse, power. Anyway, we're going to talk more and more about that here. What do I want to do for now? Okay, let's wrap things up. I'm going to start posting these tonight. We are on the eclipse right now. It's around 4 o'clock right now. 4 p.m. We are October 28th, 2023. I think it's a full moon solar eclipse. It's the second eclipse. It's the end of the portal. And I'm going to be posting. I pledge to you right now. And you can hold me accountable later. I pledge to you tonight that I will be posting the very first video that I filmed a few days ago. Tonight at 8 p.m. October 28th, 2023. Okay, guys? I am pledging to you now. My word. My life. Alright? I'm a passionate person. So, yes, I gotta go. And I mean, I did it. I have like 7 videos filmed, including this one now. I have 5 of them already uploaded. I just have to check their closed captions, and I have to start setting them to post. And again, I have to stop worrying about the abusive people in the world, because abusive people abuse, and it ain't your fault. And you also protect yourself. Okay, Louise Hay. I don't even know if I'm vibing on these. Well, let's just see what we have for today. I'm excited. Go. Boom. I express my true My true being is anger. Okay. Let's take a look here. Pop. Ow. I smashed it in my mattress. I express my true being. I express everything I feel. Alright? Pop. My wisdom and understanding of spirit increases, and I express more fully each day the inner beauty and strength of my anger. My true being. Alright, I love you guys. Alright, I love you. I feel like every day I film, I'm allowing myself to be more me, and I like that feeling. It feels good. It feels good to be me. I love you guys so much, and I will be seeing you guys shortly tomorrow, and I will be accountable to you. I will post tonight, and I'll be showing up every day for a long, long time. Bye, bye, bye. I really love doing this work. I love you guys. Bye.